Hey guys, today we're gonna make a different kind of video, one that's focused on the new tropical fruit trees I have in the greenhouse. I'm gonna be making a once a month update on their progress. So let's go and check them out close up. It's gonna be a bit of a interesting experiment to see how they're doing in the heart of winter. This is still autumn now, so not exactly winter, but we sure had winter-like conditions over the last week. So let's check them out. Let's see how they're doing. Yeah, I'm gonna actually pull out all of them to do a proper film close up, because in the greenhouse I can't get in there between each one of them. I picked today because it's like an incredibly sunny day, as you just saw, and why not? And I'm sure many of you would like to know this information too if you're local. In fact, one of you asked me for a progress. So that's the temperature right now in the greenhouse, around 23.5, close to 24. So that translates to 74, 75 Fahrenheit. Okay guys, I'm gonna pull everything out and check everything out close up. And just like that, guys, all gone. Sad, huh? You don't know how good it is until you've lost it all. That's how it is with everything in life, I guess. So let's go and see what these babies are looking like now after 2 weeks cooked up in here. So just like when we suntan, tropical trees also like to suntan, especially in winter. So the best we can do, guys, is this: a greenhouse and sunshine. Check out how beautiful they all look out in the open, outside of the enclosed greenhouse. I can hardly wait to show you each one individually. This video is strictly for tropical fruit lovers, so you're gonna really get off on this, guys, especially if you're here in the southern part of Australia. You're gonna love this so much. The progress. That was another snail. I already picked about 5 of them whilst I was transporting them out of the greenhouse. Okay, let's get close now to each individual tree. Some of these were purchased, by the way, they're all from Daleys, every one of them. Daleys nursery. Some of these were purchased back in November, December, January, February and March, and even April, even a couple of weeks ago. So I've been a faithful customer of Daleys for the last 6 months. Well, all of these from them, every one of them. Okay, we're going to start with the Longan Tromple variety. Sorry about the shade on some parts of the trees. This is the best I can do. I'm a little squished for room, because there's like a lot of them. I haven't even counted how many there are. Looks like about 20. So that's the progress of the latest Longan that I purchased recently. This is one of the recent ones, and only had it about 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. and looking real healthy, guys. Look at that. So the reason the other reason I'm filming this today is because we just had a whole week of well, the nastiest weather that one can have here in Melbourne. There's another snail. See that snail? So whilst I'm filming, I'm also tidying up and taking care of business. So we had nasty weather for the last week, since last Wednesday, and today is Tuesday. And the trees are doing great, even greater, because of the protection I gave them in the greenhouse during that nasty weather, as you can see in the previous video I made. So what a contrast to the way it was and the way it is. So this is up and close. I don't think I need to tell you about the longan. You guys ought to know everything about this already. So this is the longan chompu variety. Now, has it got new shoots? Yes. There's one there. Look at that. So these are going to be growing over winter because of the protection in the greenhouse. Very hard to get new shoots like that from a tropical tree outdoors with cold, damp, cloudy conditions. Next is the poshti. This is a variety of custard apple, which I don't know anything about, but I decided to pick it up anyway, being a rare variety. Never heard of it. It's rare enough for me, and it's getting new shoots all round at the top here, and also right down to the bottom. So I'll be the guinea pig for you guys here in Melbourne and Adelaide and even Sydney. Sydney is like a couple of degrees warmer than Melbourne in winter. Like the average temperature here in winter is 14 Celsius, and in Sydney I believe it's around 17. So they have a slight advantage. They get a lot more sunshine than we do, that's for sure. So there's the new growth on the poshti. All good, all good. And they still have their luster, their shine, the leaves. Okay, look at that. Tropical luster. Still a very small tree. So that's the poshti, custard apple. Next is the yellow jabuticaba. Okay. I got this because, well, again, most of these trees I have as novelties. Alright? I don't even know what these taste like. I've never tasted yellow jabuticaba. I'm guessing it tastes like the black one, but I could be wrong. So I also enjoy the beauty of the foliage on these trees. I mean, look at it. You can get this from temperate climate evergreen trees too, this look, but you don't get fruit. See, here you get two for the price of one. Double value. You get the beautiful foliage of evergreen, right? But you get delicious, rare fruit with the foliage. So that's what it's all about. That's the advantage of going tropical. So that's the yellow jabuticaba. And as far as new growth, I'm looking. Sorry about the shade for this one. This one is in shade because the tree behind me. I don't see anything new. This is another one of the new ones I got 3 weeks ago. I see something coming here. Okay, there is something, yep. Very minor. There, that. So, it's marching forwards. Okay. Here's a different angle of the trees here, with the sun facing the camera. So we're basically back here in a backyard. There's the house there, and here we have a callistemon bottle brush tree above. So you can hear the loud parrots. They're a bit angry at me because I've taken off the persimmons that they were biting on the last few days. Okay, let's go to the next tree. Next is the Custard Rossapodi variety, and I got two of these. I got two Custars. One is a Rossapodi, this one, and there's a new sign of new growth right there. See that? So yeah, guys, I'm trying to encourage you to go all the way, even with these, well, non-native, or you could say near impossible tropical trees here in a temperate climate. Once they get hardened and acclimated to the climate here, right, after about 3 years, they should be able to take it outdoors. That's the plan anyway. That's the plan. Just like the loquats next to them. Loquats, no problem. Loquats, no problem in our climate. But look at these leaves, right? They're like steel. They feel like steel. Look at that. Very, 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 very thick. I don't think the frost is going to give them any problem. But these guys, as hard as it feels, they're still not acclimated to this climate here on the Custard. But we're going to do it, guys. We're going to do it slowly but surely. So that's the Custard Rossapodi. Next we have a regular Custard seedling. And this is very tough, this one here, as you'll see with the leaves. So it seems a little tougher than the Rossapodi, just slightly. And a lot of new growth going on here on the Custard seedling. And by the way, if you guys are experienced with these trees up in the tropics, please give your knowledge, share your knowledge, the pros and cons, and the advice on growing these from this age, from being so young. Remember, these are only like a couple of years old from Daleys nursery. So they've been chewed up a little bit of chewing going on here from the snails, I take it. The snails have been here, and earwigs, right? So it's not going to be perfect. I can't control everything in the greenhouse because it's jam-packed. So that's the Custard. Which is also known as the egg fruit. Next is the abu, one of my favorite fruits. If you've never tried an abu, oh my gosh, guys, this is in my top 10 of all fruits in the whole world. Abu. So we've got a side stem there. Looks similar to the Custard. We're getting, what are we getting here? We're getting new growth. New growth. Hang on. Yeah. New growth there, there, and here. So good signs on the abiu. And new growth at the top. Extremely healthy. And as I said, very similar to the Canistel. Hard to tell them apart. Unless you've been growing these for years. Right? They look similar. But they're nothing like each other as far as the fruit's concerned. So good news. A lot of new shoots all along. Right in there too. I'm really excited for their journey over winter. And there's another one. I've got 2 abiu seedlings. I got 2 as a backup because being in my top 10. Hang on, there's that looks like what do you call it? Something not very nice at all. I had that all over my white sapotes back in summer. So that's gone. You've got to check these closely. There's some more damage from critters. Look at that. Right? Snails. Earwigs. Snails and earwigs are the 2 main problems I have here with bugs. I'm trying to keep it organic though, guys. So I'm not going to go willy-nilly. I found a problem. It's a worm. I'm not going to go willy-nilly spraying poison. See this guy here? He's eating the leaves on the abiu. There's no way I would find this if I left them in the greenhouse. I can't get in there. I can't get in there and find these little worms. Impossible. So there's many reasons I brought them out today. I brought them out to get some sunshine, to film them, to show you, and to clear all the bugs. I'm going to be going through them with a fine toothbrush when I finish filming. They're the abiu. Next is the madrono, which is closely related to chacha. In English, the madrono is called lemon drop mangosteen. And there's some more critter damage. See that? That's why I have to go over every leaf later and see why. Why are the leaves being eaten? Huh? I mean, it's enough to deal with the cold weather. Now we have to deal with worms. So this guy here is another novelty. I don't know anything about it. I know that they taste unique, like its cousin, the achacha chewy from Bolivia, and also a beautiful looking tree. Very young. They're all young, these guys. I'm hoping to get them to around 3-4 years old so we can enjoy them outside in the garden over winter. Lemon drop mangosteen. Next is Sapodilla chiku, which is also another one of my favorite fruits. Almost a top 10. Very close to being a top 10. But they're very slow growing, guys. Extremely slow growing. Like probably the slowest out of all of these that I have here. And here's another one. I got a second one. There seems to be a little bit of rust going on here. Not sure what that is. Anyone that knows, please comment. Seems to be all over. This is the one I got from Daleys a couple of months ago. This one I've had for over a year. No rust, but not much growth either. Very slow, very slow, very slow. Sapodia, chiku. Slow but delicious when the fruit comes. Okay guys, it looks like I went over the 4K file limit, so this is going to be only in 1080p. Another long video today. Next is Pitomba, which is also another recent arrival here in the latest batch that came, and this is more of a shrub, not a tree. So not much to report on this. Seems to be a couple of new leaves, that one there and that one there, those two. That's the only progress since I picked them up a few weeks ago. Slow. Looks like another slow one. And it's also very small. Tiny. Pitomba. You can Google these trees I'm showing you if you want to know what the fruit looks like, or if you want to know anything more about these trees, because I don't have enough time to do that here, because I'm already at half an hour, and this will take like 2 hours if I talked about every fruit. So do a little Googling. I've given you the names of the fruit. Next is the yellow mangosteen, which is a tough one to grow here, with the sexy leaves. Look at the leaves. Look at this leaf. Can you imagine what it's going to look like when it's 10 feet tall with the leaves like this? Oh, look what I just found. Another snail. Oh man, these leaves are leathery. There's no chance for the snail to do any damage with these leaves. They're very thick, like the loquat. So a very pretty tree, nice red stems there. Very tropical, this one. It's one of the major challenges I have out of all these trees. No new growth, no changes at all since picking it up recently. It's another one of the new ones. So that's the yellow mangosteen. Mangostina. Next is the sugar apple, which is a sensitive variety of custard apple. This is going to be another challenging one, like the yellow mangosteen. Try to put this in the sun. There you go. Not such a pretty tree, but we're focusing on the fruit with this guy. So, and there's no changes in growth. Not much. So, sorry for the shade, but that's just how I put them out with the sun partially here and partially not there. So that's the sugar apple. Very tough to grow in a temperate climate. As you can see, I always expose some of the roots on these young guys, on these sensitive guys. Look, see that? You don't want them sitting in water, guys. You don't want these guys sitting in water in winter when it's like 2 Celsius, 35 Fahrenheit. So lift them up a little, lift them up above the soil. That's one of the tricks. In the tropics, you don't need to do that because it's hot in winter. The soil dries. Here the soil doesn't dry. I watered all these today, and the soil is so wet. Look how wet it is. It's going to be wet for days. But if I was in Townsville, this would have been dry by now. Probably would have needed watering again. Okay? Different climate, different location. Okay, so next tree. Next tree is a star apple. This is in my top 10 as well. Kaimito. Okay? And this is a very attractive tree. Sexy. The so-called sexy group. And there's many reasons why it's sexy. The leaves are beautiful, as you can see, shiny. And they have something that no other tree has. They have two colors. Gold on one side and green on the other side. How's that? Huh? Exclusive to the star apple, not star fruit, star apple. Caimito in Spanish. Check it out. How beautiful it is. And there's a lot to report here about new growth. Check out all the new growth on the Caimito. Everywhere. I don't think I would have had this progress if I left this out last week with that nasty weather we had. What do you guys reckon? You think these little new shoots would have come? Huh? During that cataclysmic weather we had? Look at it. Look at this. Another snail. Look how they hide. Okay. So, good news on this. A lot of progress. A lot of new growth on the star apple. There's two kinds of star apple. Purple and green. And I believe there's a white one too. But the two main ones are purple and green. This is the standard purple, I believe. Let's have a look. Seedling, yeah. Most likely a purple. So, that's the Caimito. Top 10. It's closely related to the Abiu as far as taste. Very close in taste to the Abiu. The star apple is like this big, like an apple, and the Abiu is like half the size. Soursop grafted Kyogle variety is next. This is the one I was having problems with a month ago. A month ago, can you believe it? When it was still warm. When we still had temperatures in the 20s or 70s. This guy was starting to sort of, what's the word? Panic. But since being in the greenhouse, look at this. How am I going to film this now? I have to bring it over here. Look at this. In the last 2 weeks. Very minor, but very valid. Okay. New growth. Look at this. New growth. New growth. All up the stem. Right, minor. But this is like a positive. Especially on this guy, who's probably the most sensitive out of all the trees here. Look, new growth. All the way down. All the way down, new growth. And the same on here. Hang on, I have to turn him around again. They're the leaves that dropped a month ago, and these are the leaves that dropped recently. So it's a bit of a sook. That's the word I was looking for. Sook in America would be crybaby. New growth. Look at that. New growth. Doesn't like the cold at all. New growth. New growth all the way down the stem. All the way down. New growth. So the benefits of a greenhouse. Not only did it stop the leaves falling, but it gave me new leaves. So we went from negative to positive just by switching to a greenhouse in late April or mid-April. Soursop is also known for its cancer combating qualities. It's got a few names: guanabana in Spanish and graviola in Portuguese. But we know it as soursop in English, and it's got a sweet sour kind of taste. It all depends on the variety and location. Some are sour, some are sweet, some are mixed. And a real challenge to grow here where I am. I've already lost 2 of these over the last 10 years because I had them outside. You can't grow this outside, guys. You can't grow this outside anywhere in Melbourne. No way. I'm hoping to get it hardy and strong and eventually leave it out in winter when it's around maybe 4 or 5 years old, after it's really acclimated. But we'll see. Play it by ear. Soursop, graviola, guanabana. We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. It's going to be a long video. It has to be a long video. There's like 20 trees here. This is one of 2 mangoes that I got from Daleys over summer. This is the Kwan variety, which is a large version of the Nam Dak Mai. The large version of the Nam Dak Mai, famous Thai mango. And these are a bit tougher than all the other trees I showed you. Mangoes are actually a lot tougher than what people think here in Melbourne. Not as far as fruiting, but as far as cold tolerance. They can take the cold quite well, so long as they don't have wet feet. Oh, another what do you call it? Snail. Okay, let's see how we grab this guy. Where'd he go? Right there. So I've got 2 mangoes here. This one here, the Kwan, and it's looking pretty good. I'm looking for some progress, but I don't see any. No progress to report on the Kwan, but we'll see what happens over winter. We have 3 more weeks before the beginning of winter here in Australia. Next is this mango here. Look at the size of the leaves on this. Huh? Hang on. Look at that. Huge leaves. This one is Alfonso. Yep, one of India's famous mangoes. The Alfonso. I don't see any progress here on this one either, but it's looking good, doing good with its large, super large leaves. Wow. It's had a bit of damage at the bottom, probably from snails. Don't know what caused that. The bottom leaves, looks like some bugs have been feasting. Could be wrong. What do you guys think? Is that water related or bug related, or a mineral deficiency? It's one of the 3 always. So that's the second mango. I think I got 3 mangoes. Yeah, I got 3, not 2. The third mango is a seedling, Kensington Pride, Australia's pride and joy. This one had a lot of aphids in March and April, and 2 of the leaves that were attacked dropped off, and this one remains. Let's see if the aphids are gone. Pretty much. I gave it 3 sprays of eco oil. It's a new leaf. And the tree itself is doing really good. I like these seedlings. They're really tough. I have great what's it called? Hopes for this seedling. The Kensington Pride. Hard to see because I'm standing in front of getting in the way of the sun. But check out its trunk down there at the bottom. Nice and thick. Nice. Next is one of 2 jackfruits. This is the crisp seedling. This has been a lot slower to grow than the other one I'm going to show you next. It's like on hold. Looks like it hasn't done anything. And I've had it since, I think I got this in December or January. So I've had it for about 3 months, maybe 4 months. And only now, in the last few weeks, has it shown any sign of new growth. Right there. Hang on, that one there. So this is a slow growing jackfruit. That leaf's ready to open. I was going to get a jackfruit seedling as well. Didn't do that. Might do it next. So I've got 3 of them. So this is still quite in its infancy stage. The crisp seedling jackfruit. Then we have the Kyogle Gold grafted jackfruit, which is very impressive, standing at 3 times the height of the crisp seedling. Look at that. Very happy with the performance of the Kyogle Gold. So much so that its roots are coming out, guys. What is it? Some of these pots, some of these plants have outgrown their pots, but I don't know if I should be upsizing the pots in winter. I think I should wait till spring. Look at this guy. Look at this. New growth. It doesn't look like much, but after the weather we had last week, you know how much this means? You know how much it means to have this after what we had the last 6 days? It's a miracle, thanks to the greenhouse. And thanks to your advice too, guys. Thanks to your advice as well. Look at that. Jackfruit in Melbourne. Can you imagine jackfruit fruiting in Melbourne? I want to see you guys try as well, so we can do it together. And the very last one is the one that's done the most. This is the Brazilian custard apple that most of you know as Rollinia. Check out the progress on the Rollinia, guys. And by the way, this is not my first Rollinia. I grew Rollinia like 5-6 years ago to over 2 meters in height in a pot. But Wet Feet got it. Wet Feet has gotten almost all of my tropical fruit trees. So we're not going to make that mistake again. And there's another snail. So the latest on this Rollinia from Daleys. Well, there's a bit of a bug damage here on this leaf, so that's not good, but there's a lot of new growth coming, which is great, right? Look at that. Look at that new growth. And there's a lot of it. There's more here. It feels like velvet. Putting my thumb in here, it's like velvet. And there's more new growth here. So that's the Rollinia from above. That's from the side. In a pot. The other thing I wanted to show you guys was at the bottom. We've had one leaf drop off. This one here from the Rollinia, and this one here looks like it's going to be next. And this one here, it's got a yellow. What could this be, guys? Calling you experts out there. What's this yellow pattern? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, well, we've got about 10 leaves that are doing this at the bottom. So is that too much water? Looks like too much water to me. Or is that a mineral deficiency? All right, so that's the last tree, and this one's also outgrowing the pot. Its roots are coming out of the bottom right here. Look at that, right? But should I pot up or upsize now that it's cold, now that the cold is here? What do you guys reckon? All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this video on all the greenhouse trees from Daleys. Now that it's late May, this will be the only video that I'm gonna make of these guys in before winter. So take a good look at them now, because you're gonna be seeing them every month over winter. Winter here is June, July, and August. Okay? So take a good look, and then we'll show you all this again in a month from now, around June 5th, the first week of winter. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you being patient. It's another long video, but I know that the ones who enjoy these kind of videos get off on the long ones. So please put a like, comment if you can with the questions I asked, and also subscribe if you haven't. And we'll see you from the next video, guys. Thanks.